I'm pissed.
I know you are. I am deeply sorry. I really did try this time.
Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I had it ready to go, and then I still forgot it. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
if you're on the YouTube watching, then you already know.
Look what I am wearing. Also, we discussed this last week, I was at your house.
I know.
And you said, hey, I got my sweatshirt ready.
Yeah.
I got my mug.
I know. I didn't say mug.
Oh, in my dreams.
I said sweatshirt. My mug, unfortunately, got packed away with all of my things. So we won't be seeing that mug again.
And packed away with your dignity.
Wow. I feel like that was a low blow and unnecessary.
Today's episode is brought to you by Simply Safe.
Simply Safe is comprehensive protection for the whole home with advanced sensors that detect break-ins, fires, floods, and more, plus HD cameras for both inside and out. It's powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day, which is half the cost of traditional home security.
For a limited time, save 40% on any new system with a Fast Protect plan. Visit simplysafe.com/advice. That's simplysafe.com/advice. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Today's episode is brought to you by OneSkin. If 10-step skincare routines and endless product trends have you feeling overwhelmed, well, listen up. Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin, founded by a team of 4 female longevity scientists with over 15 years of experience studying the biology of aging. OneSkin is a complete and powerful 2-step skincare system. If you're looking for a simple and effective solution to full body skin health, OneSkin is for you. It can be used on its own or combined with any of your other favorite products too. It's vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, and it's got the Skin Safe seal of approval, meaning it's suitable for even the most sensitive skin.
The thing I love the most about OneSkin is that it's clinically validated. Their flagship product, the OS1 Face, is clinically validated to improve firmness, fine lines, and overall tone and appearance. I'm also one of those girlies that came from a 10-step skincare morning routine and after routine, so being able to downsize to just 2 products is game-changing.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root cause of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code ADVICE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code ADVICE. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. Ash, you know what? Again, though, I feel like you just got to give me this because I never get to be the one that has it together.
I can't handle how unput together I am.
I know.
Currently in this moment.
Don't do this.
No.
Because you know my empathy is going to start kicking in.
I don't even recognize myself.
Now I feel bad.
Distraught. I am a lost cause.
You know what? You can't let me just have one.
Nope.
Because now I hate myself.
No.
For making you feel bad.
You don't need to hate yourself. I'm just a lost cause currently. I think give me like 2 more weeks and I'll be back on track just in time for this series to be over.
Yeah.
How are you, Taryne?
I'm good. Let's cheers with our spooky themed Alani news.
Yeah, Alani News sponsor us.
Literally, and we're gonna hop up on sugar and get ready to go. Wait, is it sugar?
I was gonna say there better not be. Added sugar 0.
Okay, let's hop up on energy.
Total sugar 0.
And get our lives together.
A ton of caffeine, 200 milligrams.
Okay, let's not focus on that. We're gonna move on.
Whoa! Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ashley. That's Taryne. This is Unsolicited Advice, October series.
Dun
dun dun dun dun dun. That's not how it goes, but you get it.
No, that sounded like a children's nursery rhyme.
I don't know. I can't. You get it.
You get it.
The sound.
Yeah.
The fun sound.
Ash,
Taryne,
have you even watched any like movies?
I just watched Hubie Halloween.
Okay.
Sure did.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
You know what I just watched? I just watched the first episode of the revamp of Goosebumps.
Oh, nice.
It's good.
Yeah.
Have you seen the preview of it?
No.
It's on Disney.
Fun.
And it's what's that guy's name? Justin Long.
Yes.
Yeah, love him.
I do love him.
So, but because old Goosebumps, it was like there was like a scary story. Like each episode was a different scary story.
Yeah.
This one I think is just like one continuous story, but it was actually like pretty scary.
Oh, that's so fun. I just watched an old Goosebump the other night episode, like an old Goosebumps episode.
They're like so cheesy now. Huh?
Yeah, it was like fun watching it and just kind of laughing at how dumb it was, but it did get me in the mood. And tonight I am planning on like literally just like being in my room and like cleaning and organizing and getting all settled at my new spot. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put those in and watch those.
I decorated my apartment. So the last step was my hanging Harry Potter candles. So
yes.
Ryan helped me with that. And so now I'm like, the spooky vibes are there. So now I'm like, okay, I got to start watching the movies, baking, doing all the things. But let's catch up.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I haven't seen you.
Let's see. I had a fall party. It went great.
You did.
We celebrated fall. Taryne didn't come.
It wasn't my fault though. Also,
Taryne you've never come.
Okay, first of all, I came to the first one.
That wasn't my party.
Oh, that's true. I don't remember why I didn't come last time, but this time it wasn't my fault. I had auntie duty and it went way too late. Also, in my defense, I texted you at like 9 something, should I come? And then you responded at like midnight.
Well,
saying it was so funny because she didn't respond like, oh, sorry, I didn't see this. She's like, oh, we're wrapping things up. And I'm like, well, no, Dad, it's midnight.
Well, 100% yes. But then also, like, you wouldn't have want to come out for like an hour because I went straight to bed because I left for New York the next morning.
If you would have said, yes, I'd like you to come, I would have driven out for an hour.
You angel. Yep. I actually had high hopes of you and meeting this guy because I really thought you two would hit it off. And then he showed up with a girl.
Oh, I was this close to reacting big and being like, seriously, why didn't you tell me that?
I know. He showed up with a girl and I was just like, well, fine. Damn. So
it's okay. They're not going to make
it.
Oh, speaking of guys and Taryne's dating life, because so many people are invested, by the way, but still not hooking me up with people. So obviously I don't care that much.
Try harder.
Remember how I've said that I have this theory that something was like, I was caught in an algorithm
inhibiting you.
The Lord himself was like blocking me from ever meeting anyone. So I deleted all of my dating apps because I was just like, I'm not going to pay a cent anymore.
Yeah. Waste my money.
And then the other day I was like reviewing my subscriptions because I was paying for all these things I didn't know I was paying for.
You literally have to schedule that.
That
needs to be a bi-monthly thing where you're forced to go on and just see what you're paying for, because 90% of the time I'll pay for an app to do like a TikTok thing or whatever, and then I forget about it, and it's like $15 a month.
No, seriously.
Stupid.
It's so dumb. So as I'm looking, I realized that for Hinge, I had paid like a 3-month price.
Got it.
So then I was like, if I paid through November, I'm using it through November. I'm pinching every one of those pennies.
Absolutely.
Y'all have made me feel terrible about myself for the past like year of my life. So I go on, recreate an account. It bans me, which I'm like, I hate this. I hate life.
I'm just picturing like a big red stamp that says banned on your paper.
It literally was like, you've been banned. Yeah. And I was just like, fail. I hate everything. So I, of course, appealed it because by this point, I don't even want to be on the app, but I'm like, but you will not kick me off the app.
No, you will not.
Sir.
You will not.
Yeah. So Ruben from customer support, love the guy.
What a stud.
He fixed it. I go on Ashley and my phone blows up. It's like boom, 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 which was not, that's what was driving me insane about before. Like nobody was liking or matching my profile. And I'm
which
like,
is
okay.
so not like, if you guys haven't been on dating apps, that's not how dating apps are. Like if you're on,
especially when you first sign up,
you're getting like everyone from like They could be super hot. They could be a 3. Like, it doesn't matter, but you're getting movement. There's action happening.
And that was not happening.
The fact that it was silent on yours is very weird.
So it was so exciting because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I connected with like probably like 6 guys that were actually like, I'm like, ooh, they're cute. I see potential. Chatting away. Good. I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but it was more like satisfying to be like, okay, well, it wasn't me.
I was going to say, what's hard with that, because it's a dating app, is it's hard not to take that personally.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, with any other app, you'd just be like, what the hell, customer service, fix this.
Yeah.
But with that, you're like, is it me?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I literally would ask my friends to look at my pictures, and I'm like, are these not good pictures?
Yeah.
Like, I know. Oh, my God.
Oh. Weird. It just got super loud.
Are these haunted? That was terrifying. And also,
hello.
Scary. Check. I was like, my sensory load.
Ooh, okay.
I was terrified.
What were you saying?
Okay, I don't remember.
Dating apps.
Oh, yeah, because like I had my friends look at my picture. Okay, I'm getting scared.
What are you?
Nothing.
That was so weird.
I'm scared.
The microphones got super quiet. And then what was that?
What was that? Dude, I mean, we've been doing this for how many years? It's about time we started seeing some paranormal.
Yeah.
Hello?
Check. It's super quiet again. Maybe it had to do with that video.
Hello?
Hello?
We need someone to come cleanse this space. Oh my gosh.
Absolute chaos over here with the technical difficulties.
Eek.
We're having a day, y'all. We're having a day.
Yeah, and I was just trying to talk about getting some attention.
But
okay?
in summation, she's back on the apps.
Yeah.
She's chatting away.
I'm chatting.
So while her confidence is high and things are moving, if you know anyone that you would like to set up with Taryne, Miss Taryne, my co-host here.
You know what? No. Let's stop doing it, because when I get no DMs of people recommending people, I take a hit. So we're gonna stop calling it out, because obviously you guys don't care about me.
But also do it. No. But also do it. I have discovered something that has brought me a lot of joy this past week.
Oh, okay.
As you guys know, I am a huge New Girl fan. And if there's anyone in the cast that I relate to the most, it is Nick Miller.
Of course.
I am the female version of Nick Miller, and he has a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been like binge listening to them because they're short. So they're like really.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
This is scary now. I don't like it. I'm scared. Our headphones are like freaking out.
I know. I was like, do we like address it in any way? Our volume keeps like being super loud or super quiet. So obviously the studio's haunted and we need to leave.
Also, all my leg hair just grew back and I just shaved, so that sucks. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
I think it's so funny. There's always a point when we record where I feel slap happy, dumb and silly.
It's
and
usually
silly,
second
goofy,
episode.
fun. And it always happens at some point while we're in here, and it's happening now. And it's so funny because it's like one.
I'm shaking it off.
Shake it off.
Do this for a minute.
Good vibes. Just shake
Good
it off.
vibes.
Good
Shaking
vibes.
it off. Good vibes.
Anyways,
all right.
all that to say that Jake's podcast is incredible, and if you guys like him
Are
and
you
his
guys
humor,
friends?
you should.
Jake,
Well,
your friend.
I was gonna say his last name, but I can't remember it.
Johnson?
Jake John.
Jake?
I want to say. I keep wanting to say Gyllenhaal, and I'm like,
I
that's
keep wanting
wrong.
to say Miller, but that's like Nick Miller.
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson.
I think it's Johnson. Yeah, it is. Mandy agrees.
Confirmed,
Jake
yeah.
Johnson's podcast is incredible. So give it a listen to get a good laugh. Maybe it's a great thing to listen to after our podcast.
Oh,
because
palate
it'll
cleanser.
like lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay,
so
okay.
if you happen to be listening at a scary time, maybe it's dark outside and you're a little like, I can't turn off the light, listen to one of his podcast episodes because it's really good. Highly recommend.
Yeah, would love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
let's get into it.
yeah. I just wanted to say, have you figured out what your Halloween costume's going to be?
No, I'm going
I finally
between...
figured mine out.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
I'm between two. So if I'm going to be just trick-or-treating with my niece and nephew, I usually take Charles with me.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do that, I was going to dress like a like basically a bush. And then Charlie was going to be an Ewok because, the Ewoks like live in the trees. So I was going to do that because I thought that was like random and funny. If I'm going somewhere, I saw also on TikTok, what's her name? Margaret from The Proposal. When she's like on the cell phone chasing the hawk with the dog and she has like the robe on and the rain boots.
Yes.
I was going to maybe do that.
That's really good. Actually, I really like that a lot.
Yeah. So I think if I like go out,
I'm like hold Charlie.
Who's having a party?
I haven't heard. Something's wrong in LA right now.
Yeah,
I
nobody's
haven't
doing
heard of a
anything.
single party, and normally I hear of at least 3 by now.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard any. I don't know if this is a 30-year-old thing.
I feel like people are waiting for someone else to throw it because they don't want to have to throw the party.
Yeah. So now I'm like, what's happened? I mean, I could easily just get dressed up and go walk around too. I usually do, at least for the like first half of Halloween. But anyways, if anyone knows of any Halloween parties happening in LA, let me know.
I did see a billboard for Shacktoberfest. Shaq is DJing at the Queen Mary.
Of course he is.
Honestly?
Here's my only thing. I did a DJ event on Halloween once with my friend Miss Haley Ringo, and we went to a DJ Snake concert, and it was the worst decision we ever made.
Why?
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Well,
first of all,
because Shaq would never be terrible.
No, I know. But like, we went to a My Favorite Murder live show.
Oh, I
we
remember
got
that.
dressed up. We went to the event. It was great. And then we were going to end the night at a DJ Snake concert, which wasn't that much
such
farther.
a random like.
Well, they happened to be close by, and we were like, oh, let's just get tickets and go. Like, we'll be all dressed up anyways. So we go, and we walk in there. It's extremely hot and humid. Everyone's wasted. It smelled horrible, like like bad. And everyone's like on drugs, and it felt very ravey, and me and her were just not there.
That's not the
And I was
vibe,
like, first of all, I'm just not a ravey girl. It's not in me, really. But like, I can show up if it's like a good time. And I can still like, I'll have a couple drinks and I'll have fun.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't a good time.
Yeah.
So we ended up leaving and going to a house party. That was okay. It wasn't great. But anyways, that's my
I just love
that's
when
my
like,
DJ on Halloween
Yeah.
one-time experience that just kind of traumatized me because it was just bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Well,
We did a lap and left.
if anyone has, the deets on where we should be.
Please let us know. So my costume.
Oh, sorry. What's your costume?
No, I think it's also my fault. I got distracted.
You said your costume. Did you change it?
We changed it.
Oh.
So as you guys, okay. So at first we were going to be Stranger Things, but then Stranger Things like never came back out. And it's not like as happening right now. So we're going to table that until the next season comes out. And then what we decided is I'm going to be Wednesday Addams.
Okay.
And obviously, I haven't had a boyfriend for a very long time, right? So this is like my second year doing a couple's costume.
Yeah.
And I'm living for it. And he's going to dress in an all black bodysuit that covers his head and everything.
Except for his hand.
Shut up. So we can actually take a couple's Halloween photo and I can post it.
Well, yeah, because you never show his face.
And you won't see him. And he'll just have his hand on my shoulder. So I'm very excited about it. Also, Wednesday was one of my favorite shows this past year. Hands down.
You get to wear like a wig, which would be nice.
So fun. So that's my costume idea. It's going to be great.
That's super cute. Today's episode is brought to you by Simply Safe. It's still October, but the holidays are coming up fast. Before your life goes into overdrive with the holidays, protect your home with Simply Safe Home Security. You can get a brand new system today for 40% off.
Experts love Simply Safe. It was named the best home security system of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. Simply Safe is comprehensive protection for the whole home with advanced sensors that detect break-ins, fires, floods, and more, plus HD cameras for both inside and out. It's powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day, which is half the cost of traditional home security. And with new 24/7 live guard protection, the Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders, helping stop crime in real time. A powerful technology exclusively from Simply Safe. I obviously love my alarm system. I don't sleep without it on, especially, during this October series time when I'm listening to all of these scary stories and I have a hard time sleeping. I can sleep better knowing that my alarm is on and I feel safe because of it.
For a limited time, save 40% on any new system with a Fast Protect plan. Visit simplysafe.com/advice. That's simplysafe.com/advice. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Today's episode is brought to you by OneSkin. If 10-step skincare routines and endless product trends have you feeling overwhelmed, well, listen up. Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin, founded by a team of 4 female longevity scientists with over 15 years of experience studying the biology of aging. OneSkin is a complete and powerful 2-step skincare system. If you're looking for a simple and effective solution to full body skin health, OneSkin is for you. It can be used on its own or combined with any of your other favorite products too. It's vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, and it's got the Skin Safe seal of approval, meaning it's suitable for even the most sensitive skin.
The thing I love the most about OneSkin is that it's clinically validated. Their flagship product, the OS1 Face, is clinically validated to improve firmness, fine lines, and overall tone and appearance. I'm also one of those girlies that came from a 10-step skincare morning routine and after routine, so being able to downsize to just 2 products is game-changing. Treating the symptoms rather than the root cause of aging has long been the norm. Most skincare available on the market is designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging, which means they're addressing just the surface symptoms rather than the underlying decline in skin health. Leveraging their in-house cutting-edge R&D platform, they were able to measure the efficiency of age reversal molecules in their lab in a third-party 12-week clinical study performed by contract research organization CRO. OS01 Face was clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, improve skin health markers, and diminish visible signs of aging. Wrinkles were diminished in 87% of users, which is such a high percentage.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root cause of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code ADVICE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code ADVICE. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin.
We have discarded the headphones, and we are moving forward.
Yeah, we're moving forward.
With tearing it up?
We're basically being freaking physically haunted as we speak, and we're going to read 2 scary stories.
As you said
so
that, I
that's
looked
fun.
at our photo behind us, and
I hate this.
It does feel like we're being haunted.
Yeah, so let's just antagonize the ghosts some more with October series.
With a tearing it up.
I have our tearing it up today.
Look at you.
Okay. Hi, Ash and Taryne. I hope you guys are well. I have been a long-time listener, and I'm really fond of your podcast and all the great advice and insight you give your listeners. I'm a part of your small but mighty straight male audience, and I'm so excited. It's finally October series.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Oh. He says, Ashley, I'm sorry to write this as you're moving into your own place, but if it makes you feel better, the story has a happy ending. Her face, her eyes were like,
I was like, huh?
Okay. So here it goes. This story took place a few years ago at my house around the time of my sister's birthday. So my family has always been pretty good about getting a nice alarm system whenever we move into a new home. And it was no different in our current house. We had all the doors, windows, and garages linked to, how many garages did you have? Are y'all loaded or what? Sorry, I got distracted by that detail.
Bring it
Linked to the alarm, so if any were open while the alarm was set, we'd know. We also invested in a motion detector, so if any motion was detected in our house while we weren't home, the alarm would be triggered. Now, one night while our family was out to dinner, I get a notification on my phone that my alarm system has gone off. Motion detected in the family room. No, No one was home, and after receiving this notification, we all checked our home cameras and nothing was suspicious. I then got a call from the company asking if we would like them to send a police officer to the house to check it out, and I said yes, of course. I arrived home at the same time the officer pulled up. He offered to walk through my home together, so we did. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, and there were no signs of forced entry. The officer said it might just be a fluke, but be careful as there have been multiple armed robberies in the area.
Armed?
Armed.
Like for a bank?
Armed. Yeah.
In the neighborhood?
Yeah. He leaves, and I still feel uneasy, but convinced myself it was also just a mistake. The next day, my entire family and I leave my house to attend a party. So again, no one was home. We armed the alarm system when we left. To our surprise, a couple of hours later, I receive a notification on my phone. It read, "Motion detected in the family room." So now I was officially freaked out. What are the odds of it being a fluke 2 days in a row? We again check the cameras and don't see anything strange or suspicious. I was fully convinced that someone was living in our attic and only came out when no one was home. It was the only explanation for how the motion detector inside was triggered, but no doors or windows were open.
Makes perfect sense.
Absolutely. We go home again, and this time the police officer had arrived before us. He said he took a look around the house for our home and didn't see anything alarming. I told him my guy hiding in the attic theory, and he looked at me like I was crazy. He passed it off as yet another fluke and advised us to call our alarm company and maybe there was an issue with it. After the officer refused to help and left, I was too scared to look in the attic myself, so I avoided it, as I do most of the problems in my life. Me.
Relatable.
The next day, I call the alarm company and they send someone to take a look at our system. They say there doesn't seem to be an issue, but maybe restarting the system and changing the batteries will help. After the alarm technician left, I was home alone as my family members were all busy that evening. There was no way I was staying in the house alone, so I left and again armed my alarm system. I was out to dinner close to home with a friend when I received a notification. You guessed it, motion detected in the family room. I raced home because I wanted to get to the bottom of this, and I waited for the police officer and told him to come look in the attic with me, as there had to be someone hiding in there. We open up my attic door and he climbs to the stairs to look around. To our surprise, attic is entirely empty. No signs of anyone crashing there. The officer looked around the rest of the house and left after finding nothing out of the ordinary. I felt defeated and like the only option I had was to move far away from this house. But that's when I saw it. As I mentioned earlier, it was my sister's birthday a few days prior to this. Like any other birthday, we had cake, presents, balloons.
Oh, God.
But unlike the cake and presents that were put away after the festivities, the balloons were tied to a dining room chair directly in sight of the motion detector.
The cop didn't think about that?
Literally.
3 times?
I sat and watched the balloons as they moved slightly and then saw them blowing around when the air conditioner turned on.
Yeah.
So it turns out all those times our alarm went off, it was just detecting the motion of the birthday balloons that were being blown around from our air conditioning. I had truly never felt so dumb in my life. Long story short, next time you're planning on bringing balloons to your house, keep them far away from the motion detector. Thanks for reading, and I would be so excited if this makes it on the podcast. Warmly, Zane.
Oh, my God. Incredible.
So good.
That's so oh, my God. I've grown up with alarm systems in our house. I have so many funny stories of stuff like that. I've had the balloon happen. We had moved the living room around and put a plant directly in front. Same thing. The AC turned on and the leaves started blowing.
Yeah.
We have a sensor in our backyard and there's a palm tree directly in front of it that we can't move,
Yeah.
And it triggers it constantly. But I'm also annoyed because it's like the little boy who cried wolf. I'm like, I almost ignore it now because I know it's the palm tree.
No, yeah.
But what if it's not
One
and
day
I don't
it's
pay
not.
attention?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So I should, in fact, cut down the palm tree.
Yeah.
It's got to go.
Yep. And never forget our sensor slip of 2000, whatever. Yeah. I thought it
that
would
happened to me at my place, and it only happened once. But I was in my place by myself, me and my dog, and I heard the front door open. And I was like, by myself.
But see, that's the thing that's so hard is because your mind goes to rationalize. But the one time it's going to be like a man standing over you and you're like,
okay,
I chose to just, sorry.
Just escalated so fast.
Sorry.
I sat there. My heart pounded for a second because I was like, someone just walked in. I said hello. And then I quickly thought to myself, what's really happening? And I was like, I bet it's the alarm system. I did grab my bear spray and I grabbed my phone and I slowly walked downstairs and I found it. And I was like, well, at least we talked ourselves down, you know? First reaction back in the day would have been to scream and cry and run out of the building. But we love growth.
I feel like those are great opportunities for you to assess yourself in an emergency scenario. Like, I know, like I'm gonna at least like put up a fight, you know, because when I've had a couple of those things, or I didn't even tell you about this. So my apartment complex, what I love about it is how safe I feel. And even like when I have to take Charlie out to pee at like 2 a.m, if he's like wakes me up, I feel safe in like our little area. But I had my first encounter with this super drunk guy that lives in the complex. So he was like coming home. And so I'm walking Charlie and I see this guy like swaying he was trying to remember a code. And so I'm just like kind of trying to mind my own business. And I feel him like walking towards me. And then literally this is what he says. Oh, pee-pee or poo-poo? I literally looked at him and I said, excuse me?
Yeah.
He goes, pee-pee or poo-poo? He's pointing at Charlie and I was like, hopefully both. Okay. So then I keep walking and he's like, he was so drunk that I was like not threatened by him, but also sometimes
there's messy drunk where you just need to avoid.
You don't know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
So then
he
kept just like asking me things, but he was kind of keeping his distance. And then I walked like around the car and I was on the far other side. And all of a sudden I turn and he's walking towards me kind of fast. The way I flipped open my key knife and I squared up to him and looked him dead in the face, like turned my body, faced him completely and gave him this look like, don't approach me. And he instantly kind of like froze and then started walking the other way. And so luckily another guy had come out to walk his dog. So I literally just like kind of started walking with him like away. And I just went in a different entrance because I was like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done with you, sir.
Dealing with that.
But I was so proud of myself by the way I like, even though I was like scared for a minute, like I went straight into like freaking bearing my shoulders, like come at me, bro, you know? But it's like good. We need those little moments.
I was going to say, that's really good. I like that you responded in that way.
Yeah. Like I was facing a bear. I made myself big.
Facing a bear. Like you was facing a bear.
Pee pee or poo poo. Okay. Anyways, you get to read first.
I get to read first.
Congratulations.
Oh, happy days.
AP or DP?
I don't want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we love how the AP and DP has taken
caught
off.
on. Our Supercast episode we recorded today.
Yeah.
The person put,
yeah,
hey guys, this is an AP story.
And I was like, oh, it's happening.
Also,
we all know.
If you don't subscribe to Supercast,
do yourself a favor.
No, please do, just for the episode that we recorded. That will be
19.
It was about a girl recounting like a resurfaced memory of her attempted kidnapping.
Oh.
And let me just say, it's so crazy and you should definitely listen. Like, I feel bad. I want to tell you.
I know.
But also just go subscribe.
It was really good. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, you guys should definitely listen. Today's episode is brought to you by Indeed. Is hiring challenging? Yes. Do you love a good challenge? Also, yes. You need a hiring partner that can help you rise to the challenge. You need Indeed.
Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed is a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. Indeed streamlines hiring with powerful tools that find you matched candidates. With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment that they sponsor a job, according to Indeed Data US. And the thing I love the most about Indeed is that that it makes hiring so much easier because it's all in one place. Candidates you invite to apply are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, according to U.S. Indeed data. And Indeed does all the hard work for you. Indeed shows you candidates whose resume on Indeed fit your description immediately after you post so you can hire faster. And Indeed's hiring platform matches you with quality candidates instantly. So join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast.
Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Just go to Indeed.com/unsolicited and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/unsolicited. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Okay.
All right, Ash, hit us with it.
This one is titled The Hand.
Ew.
It's so funny how like titles sound so scary, even though it's not that scary.
Ew.
But
Like, what's scary about a
knowing that
hand?
it's
But I'm
October
like,
series, I'm like, that's terrifying.
You could literally say the bar of soap, and I would be like,
The eyelash.
Yeah.
Eyelash. The soda can.
Yep. Done.
Okay, here we go. Hey girls, I've been having so much fun listening to your October series again this year. I have a story that I'd like to share that happened to me almost 2 years ago. Before I start, I just wanted to say that your podcast has always been something that I look forward to each week. You two actually gave me advice about a year ago regarding a toxic cousin. You might not remember, but I felt so happy that day. Y'all feel like the best older sisters. Love you, Ashley and Taryne.
Uh-oh.
I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Okay.
Me and Ash have allergies right now.
Oh, man.
It's rough.
Allergy season. Okay. Now, on to the story. So 2 years ago, I had recently rearranged my room. I rearrange like every 3 months. It's a problem. Anyways, I had moved my bed against the back wall of my bedroom. I hadn't had it like that for years, but thought it would be a nice change. That night when I lied down, I rested on my left side, my body facing the wall. I remember taking a while to fall asleep that night. I had been exhausted, and yet I tossed and turned for what felt like hours. Finally, I had just began drifting off to sleep when I started hearing loud sounds. I still can't really describe it, and other than it sounded like a train coming towards me at fast pace. I opened my eyes and I gasped, my entire body shaking. But when I sat up to see where the sound had come from, the house was still as dark and silent as it had been when I went to bed. My parents and sisters were asleep, and there was nothing outside. After that, I had had an even harder time falling to sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't want the sound to occur again because even if it doesn't sound scary right now as I'm writing this, it was really unnerving for me at that time. It had felt so real. I was finally able to go to sleep after a bit, but what happened later still sticks with me. I remember waking up, my vision foggy, sort of what it's like after waking up from a really deep sleep, and I was still facing the back wall. Everything felt so sluggish, and it was then that I realized I couldn't move. I was stuck in my dark room, my eyes unable to close.
Ew.
A few seconds later, something crept up from under my bed.
Okay, wait. Why? You're reading this so freaking casually. She's stuck in her bed and something's creeping up on her bed.
Yeah.
Why are you reading this in such a casual way? Ashley.
I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I need to... Okay.
She started rocking back and forth.
I need like 10 seconds.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is like... okay. Anyways.
I have chills all over my body. Go.
A few seconds later, something crept up from under my bed. A pale, white hand...
Wait, what is happening? I hate this.
Crawled up my body. Its dark arm coming from between the wall and my bed.
What the frick?
I was frozen in fear as the bony hand stopped at my arm, softly caressing it.
Wait. What? This is the worst one. This is the worst one.
Was it the soft caress? I mean, this is straight from a nightmare. Like, as a child, I couldn't put my foot out from my comforter in fear of that, like that exact thing. So I understand.
No, this one's doing things to my mind. I don't like it. Oh, got it. Okay, read fast.
The energy in my room had quickly turned into something horrible. I almost felt sick. I tried everything in my power to move. It felt as though my body was numb until I groaned and did everything I possibly could to regain control of my body. Finally, it was as if breaking through a barrier as I lurched up in bed and the hand was gone. The room wasn't dark, my vision was clearer, and although I didn't know it at the time, I figured out later that what I had experienced was sleep paralysis. But it only gets worse.
How? You're telling me that a freaking pale old man skeleton hand
I was picturing a Voldemort
from
arm.
the wall and is just freaking stroking you in your sleep while you can't move, and it gets worse? No.
It was Taryne mimicking
I'm literally
the
I'm not
stroking.
joking. I might leave the room.
The soft caress. But it only gets worse.
Hurry up.
After that, I was terrified to go to sleep. Every time I had just begun to nod off, I would thrust myself out of bed. It got to the point where I would be slapping my tear-stained cheeks just to try and stay awake. But I felt so exhausted. After a while, I fell asleep on accident, and what came after that was petrifying. I found myself in bed, this time facing the right wall. It was daylight, and I remember feeling so relieved that it was finally morning. I got out of bed and walked down the hall and found my mom sitting on the couch. Though I was comforted to see her, the atmosphere felt off. I brushed it off and took a deep breath before sitting next to my mom. I was eager to tell her what happened all night. As I recounted my terrible experience, she sat and listened. However, after a while, I suddenly felt that what I was experiencing wasn't real, that I was in a dream. This was the first time I had ever been somewhat aware of myself dreaming. So I stopped and asked my mom almost tiredly, "This is a dream, isn't it?" My mom looked annoyed all of a sudden, which surprised me. She rolled her eyes and snapped, saying, "No, it's not a dream." "Yes, it is," I insisted, confused as to why my mom was reacting this way. What happened next is still hard for me to explain. All of a sudden, my living room disappeared and I was floating in darkness. My mom joined me, her eyes gone and replaced with empty eye sockets. She came closer and repeated, "You're not dreaming," until she disappeared and I fell down an endless plot of darkness. That's Taryne's hand hitting the table. I woke once again in my bedroom facing the right wall. It was daytime and I got out of bed to find my mom in the same place that she was only seconds before, in the living room. This went on several times. I was stuck in an endless loop and I didn't know when it was going to end, and it was by far one of the most excruciating, strangest things I have ever been through. Obviously, eventually, I would wake up. I had problems sleeping after that night, but I always vowed to sleep away from the back wall. Call me paranoid, but seeing a creepy hand crawl up from that wall forever traumatized me.
And me, thank you.
And what's worse, when I rearranged my room and moved my bed back to the other wall, I never had sleep paralysis again. I didn't have any super terrifying nightmares and I slept just fine. I have still to this day never moved my bed back to the same area nor faced that back wall. I could be superstitious, maybe. I could have just been overly exhausted that day, resulting in strange hallucinations, sure, but I didn't want to test anything. I know this isn't as spooky as the other stories that you guys have read on the podcast, seeing as it deals mostly with dreams and nightmares, but it still terrifies me to this day. Keep up with the amazing content, and I actually have a dad joke to lighten the mood.
No. I'm sorry. Are you well? Are you well? That's not scary? What is scary to you?
It's terrifying. So I have a friend who struggles with sleep paralysis, and he says similar things like this. And I think what's so scary about this, we hear a lot of scary stories, some that are true, some that might be more fiction. I don't know. But this is such a real thing. And it's crazy.
No. The hallucinations with it? The bony hands?
What about it?
With sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you, I want you to put me down. If I start to experience that, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I have a friend who struggles with the same thing and every time says he sees what it looks like a shadowy figure in his room. It's very common.
That is from the devil.
To see things.
No.
Yeah.
How is she so casual? How are you so casual?
Oh, well, I read it already.
This
That's
is why
why
you're not sleeping, Ashley.
Oh, 100%.
I hate this story.
I'm very aware that this is why I can't sleep at night. Anyways, a dad joke to lighten the mood. You sweet angel. I don't remember if you've already read this one, but here it goes. Why did the peanut call the police?
I don't know.
Because it was assaulted. Love you, girls. Happy Halloween. Macy.
I'm upset.
I mean, that is awful. And what's crazy, this is like Krueger. Like the sleep, you can't get away from it. It's just like Freddy Krueger.
I would have rather the hand freaking choked me
Then caress.
and just gotten away with it. Like, just gotten over with it. Like, choke me, kill me. Don't freaking crawl up.
Ooh.
Softly. No.
Yeah. And when I was little, I always had a nightmare of the Snow White witch. I believe she was under my bed, and I was always afraid her hand was going to come and grab my foot. Like, that's a nightmare I had repeatedly. And anytime I got up out of bed, I would jump. I'm serious. There was a long period in my life when I would jump from my bed to the floor because I was too afraid of her grabbing my foot.
I can't stand this story.
I know. It's pretty bad.
I hate this story so much.
Sleep paralysis is no joke, guys. It is so scary. I'm so sorry you went through that. I wouldn't have rearranged my room back either. I would
not be there.
No, I would have left. Leave. Talk to your mom. Move. She said this only happened a couple years ago.
No. The fact that she said, sorry, this isn't as scary as your other. I'm
What do you
worried
mean it's
about
not
you.
as scary? Yeah.
Ooh, I hated that.
Thanks for writing in, Macy. Part of me wants to be like, that was so scary. If anyone else has sleep paralysis stories, please share.
No.
But also, I don't
want
know
to
that
know.
we can handle that.
No.
I don't know that we can handle that.
The description of the hand, no.
Yeah. Bony white hand.
Oh my God, I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
I'm just looking at your sweatshirt. It has the bony skeleton, bony white hand.
Gosh, this is bony us.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
it's still a
They
bony
would
hand.
never.
Well,
I would maybe flick you as a joke. I wouldn't traumatize you.
oh man, guys. The things people go through, and we're supposed to just live life. We're supposed to just go about our everyday life.
I hated that
No,
so
thank
much.
you.
I wasn't ready. You were too casual about that. You should have set me up.
Part of me doesn't want to set you up. I want the story to unfold.
My whole body keeps ugh.
It keeps convulsing in the corner.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna read my story so I can leave. Okay. This story is called "The Door, the Twins, and the Old Couple."
Oof.
I hope this terrifies you.
All the horrible things.
You're too unfazed right now. I don't like it.
All the horrible things.
Okay. Hello, girls. Wait, let me make
Hi.
sure. My name is Irene, and I have been waiting for a whole year to send this in because
Irene.
I know, because this happened last year, right when October series finished.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for your patience
I know.
and for waiting.
The commitment?
Yeah.
Love this. This is the story of when I had the most crippling encounter of my life. I had just turned 19 and moved out of my parents' house and into my grandma's apartment in Barcelona to study fine arts. Barcelona. It's the same house where my mom and her twin sister lived when they were growing up. Their names are Gloria and Maria. It's important to note my mom and her twin were identical up until they were around 30. When I see pictures of them from back then, I can't tell them apart. But also, they look very similar to me. They even have the same mole, but one has it on the right side of their face and one has it on the left. I have the same mole on the right, like my mom.
Fascinating.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. I was like, yes, question.
No, just me stretching.
Class. It's also important to note that Maria, the twin, moved away at 17 to study film. Okay, Ash, she sends a picture. Hold on. I'm going to send this to you. I'm not, sorry guys, not allowed to share this, but I'm going to send it to you, Ash. And it's something, I mean, they're so cute, but there's something about knowing this is a scary story and then old photos just, I don't know, they just have a creepy vibe. So, oop, I just sent that to my mom. She's going to be like,
what the hell?
Sorry, ma'am. Okay, so this is them.
Are you airdropping or
twins.
text?
I texted it. Like, tell me this is not, knowing this is a scary story, this old photo. Isn't it scary? But they're cute. But like, you know what I mean? Oh, I know.
I don't like it.
I know.
It's the sepia filter.
Again, they're so cute, but just with the context, I'm scared.
And the dresses.
I'm scared.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay. Now, my grandma's building has 6 floors, and each floor is a whole apartment. I live with my grandma on the 4th floor. Ever since my mom lived there, it's been the same 6 families. They all know each other, and we always say hi to each other on our way in and out of the building. However, at this time of year, I had only spent about 2 weeks here, so I was still putting names to faces. One night, I was going down the elevator. The elevator of the building is old, so the doors are see-through. This means that as you go up and down, you can see the floors that you pass by. And when you get to the bottom, you can see the main door that leads into the entry hall of the complex.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. So the elevator is old. Mm-hmm. So the door of the elevator is see-through. Okay. So as you're passing through the floors, you can see each floor. And then when you get to the bottom, you can see the entrance of the building.
Okay.
It's a big, heavy door, and last year it was damaged, and you had to push really hard on your way out to make sure it was left closed, the front door of the building.
Okay.
And then she sent, here, I'll send you this. This is the view of the front door from the elevator.
Oh my God.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
Did you send it to your mom again?
No, I sent it to you.
So this is the view from the elevator.
In the elevator, and that's the front door.
Okay.
She can see through the window.
Okay.
I was in the elevator facing its mirror, so away from the door. But as I reached the bottom, I could see its reflection. It was closed, and I remember thinking, okay, good, everyone remembered to close it. When I turned around to leave the elevator, the front door was wide open, and it was being held open by an old couple. I had never seen them before, but I assumed they were from the 5th because my grandma had spoken of an old couple that lived there. The old couple was dressed in suit and tie clothing, but something felt odd. The doors of the elevator opened and I stepped out. I was about to say hello, but I just froze. I physically couldn't speak and I felt the temperature drop.
Oh, God.
The old couple just stood facing me without saying a word. I got a closer look and they looked pale and stony as if they were wearing makeup from a black and white movie. And their clothes, while really nice, seemed really old. I stood staring and they stared back with blank faces for what seemed like ages until the old man said, "Don't we look nice?" I didn't know what to say. His stare felt like it was going right through me, like he could read me. And I noticed he was so tall, a figure towering over me. I couldn't get any words out, and then the wife said, "Oh, Maria, it's so nice to see you. How is it studying in Madrid?" The man looked at his wife, and using a chilling matter-of-fact tone, he said, "Darling, this is Gloria. Why would Maria be back if the school year has only just started? And see, the mole is on her right cheek." At this point, I freaked out, but I'm much like Taryne. I'm a nope person. So I spat out something polite and left them holding the door open. I went to the gym and tried to calm myself down.
How?
Yeah. So basically they're talking to her as if she's
her.
one of the twins, like her mom or her aunt. Yeah. I thought about how my mom and her twin are literally 50. Even though they keep young, they don't look 19 anymore. Also, they haven't lived here for almost 30 years, and they come by very rarely. I thought the couple is old, maybe they're just confused, but then again, the man was so logical. The school year had really just started, and he even remembered the mole. I decided to forget about it, and after the gym, I went back home. Now it was dark.
Oh, God.
I was 10 meters away from my house, and the hair on the back of my neck stood up. The crossing light turned green, and I started to walk towards my door. As I got closer, I saw the door was open. And as I walked up the steps, I saw once again the old couple staring blankly at me, holding the door open. I froze again.
Oh, my God.
I had been gone for almost 2 hours. The couple stood in the exact same position. The man said, "Don't we look nice?" And the wife said, "Hi, Maria. It's so nice to see you. How is it in Madrid?" And the man said, "Darling, this is Gloria. Why would Maria be back if the school year had only just started? And see, the mole is on her right cheek."
They have like 4 lines that they know and they just keep going on repeat.
My body was unresponsive. I couldn't breathe and I started to sweat. Somehow I pulled myself together and managed to walk past them and into the elevator. I pressed number 4 so quickly, but the doors took so long to shut. And as I turned and looked in the mirror, I saw that the front door was once again closed and the old couple was no longer there. That night, I asked my grandma about the old couple on the 5th floor. She told me that ever since the husband died, the wife only spent about 9 months in the city and that now she was at her summer house. I said, "Oh, then I must be thinking about the old couple from the 6th. But she said, "That can't be. The old couple from the 6th died 5 years ago, and now their daughter lives there." I didn't press any further because I didn't want to scare her, but I didn't sleep for weeks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Eventually, the front door was fixed, and it closed much more easily, and I've never seen the ghostly couple since. Anyway, I hope you like the story. Happy October. Much love, Irene.
Irene?
Dude, it's the like roboticness
I was
of
gonna
it,
say.
and the fact that when she went down in the mirror, which must have been like reality, the door was closed, there's no one there, but when she faces it, it's open with that couple.
Yeah, there's something about like it's always a reflection, right? Like it shows
in the
what's
mirror
not.
you see the craziness,
right?
But this time the mirror was showing like reality.
Yeah, which is crazy. But I agree. It's rare that we get a story where the roboticness is kind of like something I feel like movies always portray, where they're like reliving a specific moment, and that's all that you see is them just constantly reliving that loop. That felt very like Haunted Mansion-y.
Yes.
With like, oh, this is the traveling couple that is just sitting here repeating the same loop over and over again. I feel like it's rare to hear that.
And like, what was it about that day?
And her.
And
like,
then
I wonder if anyone else in the building had similar encounters or if it was just her.
Yeah.
Like,
I
would
wonder
be
if
interesting to obviously you don't want to affect your family members, but if you talk to your neighbors, just be like, I had a really weird thing, and maybe just drop a hint and see if they react. You don't have to full on say what happened, but just be maybe mention the couple on the 5th floor and how you thought about them recently, and just see how they react.
Or I wonder if they
Maybe
just
they had
roam
something.
different places of the building, and that specific day they happened to be at the door. But then did anyone else
specifically her? That was a very specific to her family conversation. So
and
when
she's coming out the front door, they're facing her, staring at her. And when she's coming back in, they're facing her, staring. It's just so scary.
I wonder if I just have to know if you do this, please send us an update. But if you go to the neighbors and ask if they had a similar, something happened, I wonder if it was specific to them.
Well, and their daughter is still living in the building, in their unit. So I wonder if she gets visited by them. I don't know, dude.
I feel like you should just ask. I feel like there's no harm in being like, hey, have you ever felt anything off here? And just gauge. You don't want to offend anyone, but then also they should know. I don't know.
That's some creepy deja vu crap, though. Imagine while you're just watching them and you're like, you've already said this.
Also, the process it takes to to process what you saw and talk yourself down to the point of being able, a couple hours later to be able to like walk back into the building and they're still there.
No. Can we talk about if they're holding the door open, she had to walk past them?
Yeah.
The second time I couldn't have done it.
And think about walking past through a doorway. You have to get close.
That's what I'm saying.
Not just like walk past like on the sidewalk where you can kind of make room. You have to like brush bodies usually if you're like walking through a doorway with someone.
The first time I could have gone through and just been like, okay, bye, but the second time, no, someone would have had to come out.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, can you see them?
Yeah.
Can you my mind works like that though. Like I have to know what is causing something.
Yeah.
Like I can't just like go past and pretend. Like I need someone to be like, can you verify what I'm saying?
Dear God.
Yeah.
I hate that.
But also, if the door was actually closed and they weren't there, because that's what she saw in the mirror.
Right.
Did she walk through the door?
Or was he actually holding the door open?
Or was it? Yeah, like what?
How does that work?
I'm confused.
How does that work?
How does that work?
How do jack-o'-lanterns hold spirits and how do spirits hold doors?
And was the door really open? But if it wasn't open, then how did you physically walk through the space? It doesn't make sense.
It had to have been open. She would have.
So they can physically touch things.
So they can move things.
I choose death.
Or the door was, I wonder how open it can be if it didn't latch all the way.
I mean, not open enough for you to just walk through as if someone was holding it wide open.
Unless it's like severely broken.
I hate it. I just hate the monotoneness. And again, old people.
Repetition. The same lines over and over again.
Old people.
I don't know why, but that got me.
Don't we look nice? Like, I hear it so sinister.
If you guys have any October series stories to send in where you've encountered people, spirits, whatever, saying the same thing on loop, please send it in because that's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Because is it real or is it just
that's the whole thing. Like, that's what's happening. But then she walked through the door, so it's real.
I don't know, dude.
Lots of questions.
I'll deny. I don't know if I've read this one. I feel like I have. It's more PG-13.
Okay, cool.
Why can't the man ghosts have babies? I think I've read this one, but it's funny.
Why can't the man ghost have babies?
Yeah.
I can't think of something clever. I have no idea.
Because he has the Halloweenie.
Oh, damn it. I knew it was going to be.
I feel like I've read that one before.
That was really good. That was really, really good.
So funny.
Guys, you know the drill if you made it to the dad joke. We love you the mostest. Thanks again for supporting our favorite series, your favorite
ruining
series.
Our lives.
And I'm slowly getting more and more wrinkles just by the lack of sleep that I'm getting from all of these insane stories.
Seriously.
Obviously, be sure to subscribe to our Supercast service where you can get more scary stories. Follow us on YouTube where you can watch Taryne gently caress her own hand. Today's episode. We have merch, so check out the merch. We have October series merch as well as regular merch. Lots of cool things for you to buy. And, of course, last but not least, if you have a scary story that you've been sitting on, you still have time to send it in.
Not
for
much,
this year's October series. So, send it in now. We dare you. We double dog dare you.
This is the last normal October series episode, and then we just have our Halloween extra, right?
Finale?
Because we always release the bonus Halloween one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
you're right.
So you don't have much time.
This month is flying by.
No, it's like I hate it.
I need to slow down and have some like Halloween movie
That's what I'm
nights
saying.
by myself at home because I feel like I'm gonna blink
it's
and
gone.
it'll be done.
Yeah. No, I hate it.
All right. Well, that's all, guys. Thanks for listening. We love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.